talk to him in a second. We're just waiting. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, toilet paper.
When you have pollen, you keep toilet paper close.
Did you get poop on your hand, dude?
No, that's mud in there.
Oh, mud. Oh, is it from the back of your truck?
Back of the truck. I don't know where this came from.
Ooh, I love these long packages. Look at that. We're going to find out in a minute what's in there. As soon as he's done wiping himself.
Yes.
You know that's going in the video, dude.
Yes.
All right, so what do you got there?
Well, we got a good thing came in the mail, and within a couple of days, I got in 2 rods. I was looking on YouTube, as everybody else does, and I was watching these guys fish, and I got really interested in this rod, a new rod from Toadfish. It's a company out of South Carolina.
Right.
And it was an unusual design, so I said, let me order a couple of them, because I want to test them out. I love fishing. So, here we go. We'll take the first one out.
Oh, I'm excited
This
like
one
Christmas
didn't
morning.
come with a cap on it.
Oh, it didn't come with a cap on it.
The nerve.
Dude, there's so many jokes I can say right now.
They protect it nice. I like
Look at the packaging. It's good.
Yeah. Everything is
Just for a
good.
fishing pole. See, I don't get it, but you get it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get it, but you appreciate all that.
Love it. This is a good one. We said this.
All right.
All right. Okay, let's see what this is all about. Put it together here. Nice tip protector.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of times it gets damaged in transit.
And now those circles on the pole got eyes.
These are they're rod guides.
Rod guides, okay.
And these particular ones are Keegan, which is the #1. It's the newest thing on the market. It's supposed to be just as strong as stainless steel. And it keeps your line cutting down to a minimum, rod sensitivity, rod balance, and casting accuracy. But these are the new style where they go forward so that it prevents lines from twisting up.
Right.
There's a new style. These are using a carbon blank,
Right.
a heavy duty, I think they call it a 40-pound carbon blank. And this one is 7 feet 4 inch, medium light, extra fast tip. Very, very, very nice. I like this. This has a very unique, this is what caught my attention. The handle. Not, first of all, you slide your reel. This is your reel seat. But you loosen it up like that, which is really nice. And you slide your reel seat in and tighten it.
Wow.
Now, another cool little thing they did, which I just thought it took time to think about it. And I look at details on a rod, how much time they took in thinking about the design. They got obviously a hook keeper there. But in addition to that,
wait, what's a hook keeper?
well, once you have your line out, if you have your hook on it, or if you have a swivel or a lure, you can hook it there, tighten up your reel, and keep it nice and taut.
And why don't you put it, hook it on one of those holes?
You never hook it on here for fear that you would damage the eye. You can hook it here, but there's a good chance that's probably waist level. You're going to catch it. You're going to catch yourself and with a sharp hook. So you put it down here. But they went one step further. In addition to that, we've got a hook keeper right here in the handle.
They got 2 of them?
Isn't that cool? So that's another optional place you can hook it. This is some kind of polycarbonate design. Very nice. It's designed by Toadfish. And after talking to these people, this company's about 2.5 to 3 years old. And I believe the president or the owner, don't quote me, but an ex-designer for Shimano and all the other top line rods. So they opened up their own company and they put their custom design in it. And the rod feels good, nice, just a nice feel.
That's an 8-footer, isn't it?
It's 7'4".
7 foot.
It's got a nice fast tip, which I like. So you can bend it. This is good. This is where the backbone is.
Right.
So this is going to be nice when we cast out. Yeah, see, I like this. I've got good feel to spinning rod. I got good feel, so I can easily walk the dog. I think this is going to do very well for majority of the fishing, for the smaller striped bass, all trout, even snook. This is going to be a perfect rod for that, for small fish, walleye. Beautiful. And enough backbone to pull them out of mangroves.
Right.
Yeah, I just like this design. It's got a non-slip feel to it here. There's a non-slip grip finish. This I like. Very, very unique design. And this one will take an 1/8 to 5/8 ounce lure, 16 to 15 pound braid. So it's braid ready. I like this. I like this. Just you just know after having so many rods and doing it for so many years, if it feels good in your hand, it's going to be good in the field.
Right.
So the next review that we do on these, we're going to field test it. We're going to put it on the boat or on land, and we're going to put a lure behind it. We're going to do some bottom fishing with it, cast out some weight, and just see how good the pickup is, how good the flex is, and mostly for sensitivity. If I can feel a bite, a little nibble, I can set the hook. So that's a big deal. This feels just right. Very light rod.
Very light. I've touched that before. Didn't you have it out once before?
Yeah.
Because I was holding it and it's very light compared to most of the other rods you got.
Now I ordered another one. We'll take that one out. This one is the medium light, which I think is my go-to rod. Probably 75% of the time I'll be using this.
Okay.
You don't want to fish and have, if you're doing inshore, you don't want to overkill the fish. You don't want to be so over in the weight limit on your braid or your mono and have a rod that's so stiff. It's the feel. Fishing is an experience. You want to have fun out there. So you want to give the fish a good run for his money, and you want to let your reel do all the drag, do all the work. So let's open this one up. All right, we're gonna open up our second rod. I ordered a medium rod, a little heavier capacity, and I think this one will work. I pulled this one out once before, so it might be missing some of the packaging. There we go. Love taking rods.
But it came packaged the same way,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. They were well
Professional
packaged.
company.
Nothing damaged, and the company's a new company, very new on the market, and I'm hearing good things about the rod, so if I hear that, I got to jump on it. Same design. Now this one is 7 feet 2, medium, extra fast tip, and it's a little bit more.
What does it mean by fast tip?
The flexibility in the tip here in the top section, which is roughly about here, that it's sensitivity for when you're feeling a bite,
right?
Or if you're like this, and you've got say a spook or another topwater bait that you want to walk the dog, you can walk it and have sensitivity there. So that's what it means, the fast tip.
Gotcha.
The faster the tip, the more flexibility, more sensitivity. But this one is just another one, well constructed. The design is beautiful. I like this, and everything here, it was made particularly with saltwater in mind. And they've got a good motto in the company. I like what they do with some of the profits, with the oyster beds and so forth, but everything about it is salt tough construction. And I've already talked to a hunter there, the director of marketing, and had good conversations with him, and they believe in their product. I could just tell a good product when I have one in my hands.
So what's the first thing you look for when you grab a rod? What's the first thing you go to?
I gotta have the feel. I gotta feel comfortable with this, and I look at the tip. I want sensitivity to a point. There's all different types of fishing. If you're going to do jigging,
right,
there's really not much sensitivity there. You want a really strong boat rod,
right,
that can hoist these behemoths out, because they'll be in deep water, and you got to have lifting power. So sensitivity is really not part of it. But once you get more inshore and you're working, you're fishing with finesse. You've got a topwater bait, or you've got a subsurface twitch bait. You got to work it. You've got to have just the right movement not to spook the fish. Remember, this is a game of hunting. You're hunting your prey, and you've got to be camouflaged to the point of capture. Anyway, this feels tremendous. All the construction is solid. None of these these are solid zircon, like solid stainless steel, similar to the Ugly Tough rods by Shakespeare, Ugly Stick rather, and their guides are called Ugly Tough. But this has got nice, just nice. I look at this and I know right away, this one's a step up medium. So between this one and the other one, we'll do probably 90% of all the inshore fishing I've got.
And what's the first what's the top feature on there? If like you had to point out one thing you like most on the pool.
Definitely the construction. Definitely the feel. This is non-slip. When you're fishing, your hands are going to get wet. And when you're in a panic and your adrenaline's running, a fish hits, you just handle the fish, it might be slippery. You got non-slip. You're going to hold on to your rod. You're not going to slip when you're fighting your fish. This is a good grip. You need a good grip. This is way, way better than cork. This is way better.
Now let's talk about how incredible the price is.
Yes. Now the best part is, first let me tell you guys, I went to Amazon. Once I got the name Toadfish, I Googled it, looked it on Amazon. All the rods are all priced the same. I think they've got 4 or 5 of them. On Amazon, they're $138. I said, okay. So I said, let me continue searching for a better price. So I actually went to the site. Everybody had it for $138. I went to Toadfish and they sold direct. And lo and behold, for the time being, they've got it at $100. Plus, it cost me $17 freight.
100?
So I'm not sponsored by Toadfish. I went out and outright spent $238. I got 2 rods sent to me. I was so impressed with the first one, I want to order another one.
Really?
So I can really do a good test, and then if I think I'm going to like it the way I am, I'll buy the rest of their models, and that'll be my lineup, and we'll fish with them for a while.
How exciting, dude!
Oh, I love it. It's like Christmas all over again.
All right.
Yeah, this is very impressive. Very impressive. So you won't go wrong. Go to Toadfish. I believe it's toadfish.com, their website. Or toadfishoutfitters.com. Go there and look. Right now, they're $100. I would grab them, and there's no tax.
We don't get any kickback. We're not getting paid to say this.
No, I don't get paid to do any of this. And this is the truth from a guy who has like 200 rods and reels. I've got a lot, predominantly Shimano and Penn reels. And I love this rod. This is a very well-made, well-thought-out rod, and I'm very anxious to use this. This one is rated for 8 to 20 pound braid and 1/8 to 3/4 ounce. So that's pretty hefty. And inshore, you're not really going to use more than that. Unless you're fishing really fast water by a dam, where I'm going to throw out an ounce, 1.5 ounces for a striper and work the jigs. I might want to step up a little bit. And they have a heavier one. They've got a medium heavy. That will probably be my next purchase. But in a week or two, we'll have it out on the water, and we're going to give you guys a follow-up review of how these rods are in action. But for first time holding them and feeling them, oh, I love it. I can't wait to put a 3,000 or 3,500 reel on these, and it will be balanced. I think these are perfect. One with a 3,000. This one will get a 3,500. And
what do the numbers mean for people who are idiots like me?
Well, you can get them down to 1,500. It's how small the reel is.
Okay.
And then related to that is the amount of spool capacity.
Right.
Okay, so when you have a really small reel, in a spinning reel we're talking, you're going to be fishing little fish like bluegill and panfish that aren't going to do 50-yard runs. So you can have maybe 150 yards of line on there. And then the drag will be relatively lower. You go up to 2,500, and 2,500 is really okay even with this one. But I'm going to go with a 3,000. I want a little more drag.
So is it 3,000 feet? Is that what it is?
No, just a Model 3. It's like it's a 30 series.
Oh, it's like a car model.
They're reels. They go 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40,
nice,
45,
okay.
All the way up to 20,000.
So around the 3,000 range is where you're at.
3,000 is perfect, I believe, for this one. Even a 2,500, I think, will work on the medium light. And on this medium one, I'm not going to put anything less than a 3,500. And I believe this is going to be, you could tell just doing that, you see the flexibility in the tip. This has got enough for me for a medium rod. This has got backbone. And this is beautiful. So right here is where the strength is for the pickup. Here it'll bend. You're not going to break it. Look at that. That's lifting power. So when you go to set a hook,
Look at you. You're all excited.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you.
Oh, yeah.
You're like a kid on Christmas morning, dude.
I might go right to my boat now and fish with them.
All right.
But I'm excited. No, these are well made. I could tell. The new style alkanite guides, zircon material. I really, really, really like this. Well designed. I'm anxious to test it. And I mean, hopefully, if everything looks as good, goes as good as this, they're going to be awesome on the water.
So we'll get to see this soon, right? On the water.
Absolutely. Yeah, this next week we're going to be on the water, and forthcoming we'll have that video up as the follow-up review. And you'll see if it's good, you'll be seeing them in all our videos. You'll be seeing me fishing with this in saltwater and in freshwater.
Well, everybody's excited. Thanks for the opinion and the review, and I'm pumped.
Oh, yeah. And I want to say thank you, Toadfish, for the time you spent with me on the phone, explaining this, and I believe in the product, and I think you guys hit on it on this one.